Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Wet n Wild Mega Jelly eyeshadows, or eyeshadow single because I only bought one. So if you watched my haul video yesterday, I hauled this from when I went to Ulta, and it was the first time that I had seen them in stores. I had seen them on the website before many times. They've been out for a few months now. And I was really excited about getting this because the color that I bought is called Dethroned. And it's this beautiful purple that has a lot of blue to it. This is my favorite kind of purple. So this was $5 at Ulta. And I was really excited about using this. And I even bought a special eyeshadow primer to use with it because I've been using a lot of cream and or liquid eyeshadows lately. And when you use something that's got a lot of moisture to it as an eyeshadow primer, if you use a cream or liquid eyeshadow on top of that, it isn't going to hold or last as well if you had used something that was like a drier formula, that when it sets, it's dry. And my normal eyeshadow primer is the Amuse Cosmetics eyeshadow primer in the shade Clean Slate. And this is $1 on shopmissay.com. It's sort of a dupe from MAC Painterly Paint Pot because when I buy the MAC Paint Pot, I love the formula, don't get me wrong, but I don't love the price point, and I very rarely get through a whole jar. Even if I use it every single day, I very rarely, all right, let's just say how it is, I've never gotten through a whole jar before it's time to purge it. I just can't use it up, even if I use it every single day. So I thought, instead of like wasting product, let's find a dupe for it. I've been on the hunt for years, and this is pretty darn close. The formula is pretty similar. It's not exact, but it's pretty similar, and the color is very similar, and it's $1, so why not? So anyways, that's my normal eyeshadow primer. But I bought the Milani eyeshadow primer in 01 Nude yesterday because like I said, I wanted to get something that would be a drier formula for my liquid and cream eyeshadows. And by the way, I said in yesterday's video that this is translucent. This is not translucent. This is nude. And their interpretation of nude is like a light brown because when I was using it, I found that out. So I think there is another one in the line that is transparent, but off the top of my head I don't know what the color number would be. But anyway, I have had this before, but it was just a different color or lack thereof. So I was all excited about using the Wet n Wild Jelly eyeshadow this morning. And so I primed my eyes with the Milani eyeshadow primer, which, like I said, I've used before and worked great. Then I went in with the Wet n Wild Jelly eyeshadow. And by the way, let me show you how this works. It's got like a stopper type thing here. And you pull this off, and then you've got tons of product on the inside of the cover, and then you've got more product in the jar. And it's kind of messy. You're probably going to get some on your fingers just by lifting off the cover. And I did a swatch in yesterday's video, and based on the swatch, it is stunning. There's no doubt about that. So I looked at it and I thought, okay, I can either use my finger or I can use a brush. And for whatever reason, I decided to use my finger. And so I just put a small amount on my finger and started dabbing it in place, because sometimes you can actually get better control with your finger when you're blending something, because you can get right into the areas that you want and you're not taking something synthetic, because most of my brushes are synthetic, You're not taking something synthetic to blend it with, so sometimes you can blend a lot better with your finger. And I do this quite often with cream or liquid eyeshadows. So I went in and I applied some, and immediately I knew this wasn't going to go well. It got into little sections of my eye that I didn't want it to, as far as like where I was trying to place it, and it didn't blend well, and some areas of my eye had more product than others, and it was a big goopy mess, and I did not enjoy working with it at all, and I found it very difficult to blend, like I said. So I thought, okay, quick, before it sets up, grab a brush. So I grabbed a brush and I tried to even it out, and that did seem to at least even it out anyway, but it was still just a mess. But you know what the worst part was? It wasn't even everything I just told you. As soon as I got it on my eye, it burned like a son of a gun. I think if I was to read the ingredients, which it says peel here, so let's do that. Okay, if I peel it, the ingredients are water, calcium sodium borosilicate, propanediol, silica, ammonium acryloid dimethylorate, VP copolymer, calcium titanium borosilicate, propylene glycol, chlorophenicin. The list goes on and on. There's like 100 things written here. But the reason why I wanted to read you that ingredient list is I suspected that alcohol was going to be high up on the list. I didn't see it listed there, but you know, I'm not a chemist, so I don't know what those ingredients are in relation to alcohol, but that's what it felt like. It felt like I was taking like a high-grade industrial strength alcohol and putting it on my bare skin. All I know is I don't often get a reaction like that from makeup products where they burn. That has happened very few times in my life. It has happened, but it's a very rare occurrence. And so once I finished blending it and it set, the burning stopped. But you know what I'm saying? You don't really want to use something that's going to burn. That's not a good sign because it's irritating your skin. So the end result was not pretty, and I said, no, I'm not happy with this at all, and there really wasn't anything I liked about it other than the color. Now, if you just do a swatch on your hand, it's beautiful, but it's hard to work with, difficult to blend, and extremely irritating. I mean, it wasn't just irritating, it burned. So I thought, okay, let's take this off. I don't want this on my eyes any longer than it has to be. So I went in the bathroom and I grabbed my Neutrogena eye makeup remover, and it took off most of it, and I still had residue on there. So I was like, okay, let's grab a clean cotton pad and go in with my Garnier micellar water to remove the rest, because the Neutrogena eyeshadow primer is pretty potent stuff, so I didn't want to do a second layer of that. So then I used the micellar water, and I looked at my eyes, and the eye makeup was gone, but I had glitter particles all in the eye area, like embedded in the skin. And I was like, oh no. So then I went in with my facial cleanser, which is Cetaphil, and I like washed my eyes with the Cetaphil, that whole area, and then took a towel and wiped it, and finally everything was gone. So I had to go in with 3 different cleansers with multiple cotton pads and towels, and so Definitely not worth it, you guys. Now, if you want a cream or liquid eyeshadow that applies well, blends like a dream, and is just easy to work with and cost $1, if you watch my videos, you already know what I'm going to say. The LA Colors Liquid Shadows are available at Dollar Tree. They're $1. They come in 5 different shades. My favorite shade personally is the pink one, which is called Wink. But they're all great. The purple one is not quite as perfect as these other 4. I have to say that this one is a little bit more difficult to blend with, but you know, you can work with it. But for some reason, the purple doesn't blend quite as well or look as perfect when you're all done as the other 4 do. But these are fantastic. $1 at Dollar Tree. You can't go wrong. You won't be sorry. They are awesome. This is my favorite liquid or cream eyeshadow that I've ever tried. And of course, the irony, just like with the Amuse eyeshadow primer, is $1 instead of $5. I mean, not that this is expensive either, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I cannot recommend the Wet n Wild Mega Jelly eyeshadows. And so I can't even tell you about like wear time, creasing, anything like that, because I just did not even want to leave it on my eyes. Now, I have to admit that everybody's experience with makeup is not going to be the same. So you might have these and you might enjoy them and they might work for you because we all have different bodies, and I think that our body chemistry doesn't work the same as everybody else's. So there's that. And I have to throw that disclaimer out there because it's true. You know, 2 people can use the same product and get completely different results. So if you have these and they work for you, great. But my experience was a hot mess, and I would not be very happy, or I would not be anxious to revisit that anytime soon. So that's the video for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.